Yes, there was something here that's why I scrolled up while we were listening and I just needed to make sure, but it says, would you invite me in again? Won't you pay for your arrogance? And here it says, would you invite me again? Let me pay for my arrogance.
Oh, I like that. It's you were shit, but I had an equal part.
Exactly.
In our relationship falling apart.
Yeah.
Burnt skin, that's such a...
Yeah, and I remember you saying to me something about the blood sport and I can't win being a bit cheesy, but I think it
all of that is fine. That's the part that always throws me out of the song, and I don't know what it is.
But
I mean, I would love to see him do it. I would love to see him play the guitar, play the piano while singing this. I think I may actually combust. Yeah, you're right, actually. I really do like it.
Yeah. I knew you would. Open up for me. It's good.
So the songs from downstairs or whatever they're called, God, people are going to attack me.
From the room below.
That's it. So it doesn't have this section. This section is just still him.
Yeah, the room below is like an
playing
acoustic.
Right.
And I've never really been into that. MTV Unplugged or the acoustic things. Like I like the songs the way they were.
Yeah, no, I'm the same.
With the exception of Nirvana's MTV Unplugged. Different story.
Yeah, I'm also not really into the songs from a room downstairs or whatever.
I really like the way this section is with the chant, and he's got the verse happening in the background.
Yes.
The crying.
I'd actually die. Tangled with what I never said. Like that's such a sad line. And you say it doesn't matter. Oh, it actually is quite good. Blood sport. Now we discussed in between
a little bit.
Two
sorry,
segments.
it always happens, and I'm always like, just wait a minute, I gotta push record.
But it was always a song that I'd never really paid all that much attention to. But listening to it now, watching the lyrics, it's actually quite a banger.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Very ballady, then it gets a bit harder. Mm-hmm. Like, no, I always impressed with how well the band is able to blend two kind of different bits of music.
And I think, without trying not to dive too deep into some of the other songs, albums, but at least for me, this serves a very similar purpose that Euclid does. This is now like what I enjoy about it. I'm trying to phrase this in a way that makes sense because I ramble a lot. What I like about it is that it feels like this is now post everything.
Yes.
A reflection upon.
Yeah.
Rather than necessarily part of the whole, and it's a nice prologue. Epilogue's before, right? Prologue after.
No, other way around.
Oh, sure. Whatever it is, it's a good epilogue then to everything that's happened.
Yeah.
And like reading through the lyrics, that's exactly what it plays out to me as.
Mm-hmm. It is him looking back now at the relationship.
Yes.
And being I made loving you a blood sport.
There was something...
I want to roll the numbers.
Yes, there was something here that's why I scrolled up while we were listening and I just needed to make sure, but it says, would you invite me in again? Won't you pay for your arrogance? And here it says, would you invite me again? Let me pay for my arrogance.
Oh, I like that. It's you were shit, but I had an equal part.
Exactly.
In our relationship falling apart.
Yes.
And once again, because I don't subscribe to sleep, I subscribe to this theory that he's in a toxic relationship.
Yeah. And we all subscribe to that.
Yes.
It's just that we have another part that's sleep.
Yeah, it is him acknowledging that, yes, your partner was toxic, but you also enabled the toxicity.
Yeah.
And, going back to Drag Me Under, that was him being fully in the toxic relationship and indulging in it. A lot of the songs are him indulging in it. And I think this is him, looking back and being like, I'm still your favorite regret. You're still my weapon of choosing, but the relationship has passed and it's stuck in a quantum pattern, tangled with what I never said. But even now, if I wanted to say it, you say it doesn't matter because the relationship is final.
And it's very clever lyrics to this whole song, right? This quantum tanglement, so like
it exists out there somewhere.
But also it's in a state of existing and not existing at all times. It can flux between the two, which is very clever for a relationship that's likely on and off.
Oh,
a lot of the time.
I never thought of it that way. That is quite clever.
So, you have this, you're stuck in this quantum pattern, which is, it being turned on and off, and quantum entanglement, which is two things doing the same thing.
Yeah.
At least that's the most brief description. Do not come for me. Do not at me about quantum mechanics. I don't know, but that's...
Someone's in there and like, actually.
Yeah, 100%. Someone's going to push their glasses up and give me an anime shing, and then they tell me off. And you say it doesn't matter, right? I'm saying that all of this... Yeah, let me dive real quick, theory-wise here. All right, here we go. This is the reflection on... from Vessel about...
From future Vessel.
Yes, about the relationship, but also, I think, and even more concrete evidence about my parallel relationship with Sleep thing, if you're asking me. Because all of the lyrics here, I want to roll the numbers, I want to feel the stars align. If the earth breaks like burnt skin, the heavens just won't open up for me. All of these things feel like a very dreamlike thing to me.
I get you.
Invite me in both works for a relationship and the bed, as well as sleep in and of itself.
Fair.
And I think that something like this is something that he could be... sorry, I should say it because you can't see it.
They can't see you highlight.
Won't you pay for your arrogance? Won't you show me your weakness? Is something that Sleep would be saying to Vessel.
I get you.
Would you invite me in again? Would you pay for your arrogance? Won't you show me your weakness? Like, these are things that he would be saying to Vessel.
I get you.
Or Sleep is saying to Vessel, right? As opposed to the other way around. But Vessel is also saying to Eden.
A roll-on effect.
Shit rolls downhill.
This
right?
is true.
So, to me, that's sort of what I got out of that, which is what I really liked for that. And then the same thing comes up again. Would you invite me in again? Let me pay for my arrogance. Won't you show me your weakness? These are the things that the other direction.
I get you.
Eden said to me that I now have to do with, I'm going to pay for my arrogance, right? And he says that to Sleep, by essentially being consumed by sleep. That's
where you're sitting.
Yeah, that's it. That's where I'm at. And then obviously the blood sport thing is like, it's a fight. It's not an easy thing to do, this relationship that
our relationship is as bad as a blood sport.
It's MMA headlocking me.
That's it.
And you're trying to hold me out.
Oh, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Sorry.
But I am now imagining Vessel being hit with like a chair in a ring.
Yeah.
But to go back to the way that these albums work, and yes, the final song they've made 3. The final song does so far feel like an epilogue.
Yes, of course.
Because you've got missing limbs, which I guess isn't so much an epilogue, it kind of feels like, but it does feel final.
We're going to have a different discussion about that when we get there.
Yeah. And the same with Euclid. It is looking back on the album.
The story.
Yeah, it is looking back on the story of the album. And I think that for me, the way that stories play out is very important. And I think that's what originally you used to hook me onto the band. You told me that there was a lore and there was a story. And so I was like, I'm in. So very happy with this song, as if it matters, what I think, as if I'm an executive and I'm like, yeah, pop that one on the album.
And the last two verses, I just want to call out because I thought that was really clever. It's the two first verses entangled with I made loving you a blood sport, chanting in the background, so it makes it very messy, very movement-ish.
Except for we say it doesn't matter.
He says it here too.
Yeah, but no, go down.
That's right. Oh, it's the last line.
Because that is the most important part.
Yeah, correct.
Everything,
after all of my annoyance and all of my problems and all of my everything, you say it doesn't matter.
You're like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the end of the relationship.
But also sleep says it doesn't matter, right?
No, I like that. Sleep's like, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. We've got other problems.
What about me? Bow to me.
yeah, that's it.
Wonderful.
All right, ranking.
Let's rank. Rankings. Tricky one.
Yeah.
Or at least it's a tricky one for me. It may not be a tricky one for you.
It is. And but I know where it was going to go. Okay. And I think it was always going to go there, at least by the time I figured out what the halfway point was, because it's 18.
Okay.
18 is where it goes. This sits in a spot for me, a specific kind of spot that is like, I don't actually know how I feel about it, because for a lot of it, musically, again, like if I'm just starting on the music side of it, it's good, but it's not my favorite kind of thing.
Right.
Not enough of a breakdown or a metally section for me to be really excited by all of it, but I enjoy the rock part and I enjoyed it. But then on the other side of it, such a good song lore-wise.
Yep.
That and lyrically, and so many parts of it are great that I can't ignore it. So it's that perfect middle line for me, I think.
Fair.
Is my placement of that. And for now, I don't have any other notes.
No.
We're going to have, and we'll quickly put it in here, we're going to have a separate episode where me and Sussan will consolidate our rankings coming after this. So just stay tuned and subscribe for that one. You're up. Simple for me. Sorry, that took me 1 minute. I don't need anything.
Gosh, I was so sure that it was going to go quite far down the bottom.
I know. She always does this. She remembers it badly.
I do. Because there's certain songs where I'm like, I have a 10-minute drive. I'm going to listen to these songs. And Bloodsport was never one of them. But now it probably will be.
Yeah.
Because it feels like a great song to sing in the car. But I'm getting off track. Where am I putting it? Do I like it more than Dark Signs? Yes. Do I like it more than Sugar?
Tricky.
Is tricky.
Sugar's good. Say that you will.
See, anyway, we're doing it. We did exactly what we said we weren't going to do.
Yeah, let's not do that.
What I'm going to do is I am going to put it at 15.
Okay.
Blood.
It's pretty high, ladies and gentlemen. Just want you to know.
It is.
I know.
It is.
I know that you're doing a different ranking to me. You're not as fluid. You're trying to solidify things.
Yes, I'm trying to put things in their spot and then leave them there.
And so, I'm looking at that top section.
I know. I'm a little bit nervous now because I feel like I've chucked too much in there because as much as I enjoy Sundowning, anyway, we're doing it.
Yes.
We're accidentally doing it. All right. Next episode.
And I knew it was going to happen. Yeah. Next episode, we're going to talk more about the list as total. Continue. Yes. Justification for Bloodsport.
Like it more than Dark Signs. Don't like it more than Say That You Will. Nowhere near My Baby Take Aim. So.
But and you didn't really speak much about the lore. I'd love to understand. Does this fit with your thing and just the relationship?
Yeah, for me it is. It is the epilogue of him looking back and because Vessel is so addicted to toxicity, he still looks back on it. He knows it's bad for him. That last line, him being like, you say it doesn't matter, because it doesn't have the chaos around it. For me, it feels like she broke up with him. He would still get back into that relationship. He would still roll the dice again, but she's not allowing it. She's like, no, I'm done with you. So, to me, it fits in perfectly. He would still go back. He still looks back on it fondly, even though deep down he knows that it's not good for him.
It's funny because the more you talk about it, the more that yours just comes in line with my story, which is very telling. But that's again for the other
That's an episode for another What If.
That's the next episode. Like, we're just doing it again.
Yeah, fair. Leave us a comment.
Sorry this has been such a quick one. It's because we're so excited to consolidate, and we don't want to do an injustice to Bloodsport.
Yes.
So,
but if Bloodsport is your top song, and before this I didn't quite understand it, but now I totally get it.
Yeah.
If it is your favorite song, we'd love to hear where you would put it, why it's ranked where it is, and what's around it, if there is anything around it, because we're still early days.
Yeah, up, down, just a couple songs above it and below it, just so that we know sort of where you're sitting. And again, share, subscribe, like, and help us with the algorithm a little bit to get some more faces on it. And thank you. And we're off to see the wonderful Wizard of Tomb.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Here we go.
I'm so excited.
But yeah, stay tuned. There'll be a wrap-up of Sundowning after this. So thank you.
In the next episode, not after this.
In the next episode, sorry. In release, I meant after this.
Yeah, fair.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.